I found it. Alright. You can start whenever.
Yeah, one sec.
Monk X.
Yeah, okay. It's hard to type. It's hard to write type. I'm two-head also.
I see.
Okay. All right. Okay. You ready?
E.
Okay. I want you we'll just start off. What the good and the bad? If you were to enable like the three good things and the three bad things of 6-man, what are they? Like, what does this comp have, which is good?
Mobility.
Yes. Yes. What else? Or bad? You just
Sustainability.
in which column?
Bad.
Look at you. Sustain. Yes. Very shit sustain. What else?
Burst damage.
Yeah, look at you. Burst damage. Very cool. Another bad? Like, what's his weakness? Like, if we look at, like, you know, if you were like, what can't it deal with?
Maybe rush.
No, like comp.
Oh.
It is a comp, but like in the sense of like it's something that it struggles to deal with. Like it's you have to play around this, otherwise you're fucked. It's like if we were to go through like you know, you got rush, you got 6-man, well, you got rush, you got brawl, you've got spam, you got poke. Kind of, what does it struggle with?
Not healing. Wait.
Kind of. If you look at that healing, what's it got? Not got much of.
Fast healing.
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I don't know, like, Bab heals instantly, whereas healing
limited healing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's got like there isn't much healing in the comp, right? Like Bat provides more healing. Moira doesn't provide that much healing output, right? So what does so think about it. Like with a rush, does that matter?
No.
Okay. With a poke, does that matter?
No.
No. Okay. False. It does matter. Like poke is a massive counter to this shit, right? Because if you're sat there and you're stood around, Moira and Lucio can't heal up poke damage, right? If your monkey takes 2 directs, let's say like I don't know, he just goes like pharmacy like directs your monkey twice, right? He's 240 HP or some shit like that. He's not gonna get healed up. Moira has to use a lot of her resource that she wants to use when you're engaging on your monkey to heal him back up, right? It really struggles with poke because it has such like a kind of low like healing comp. It really like poke is like a really big thing that you have to play around on 6-man, and it kind of can struggle against if they take the angles right and you kind of struggle to punish it properly. Like if you just sit there and you just take poke, you're gonna start losing the fight because Mori's gonna run out of healing. She's gonna have her obs or whatever, and they're just gonna be able to kill you because they're just gonna like literally just poke you out, right? It cannot deal with poke. So this is why it's really important that you need to play LOS, and you need to play fast. If you slowly walk around and out and take poke on the way in, that's not going to get healed up, and that means when you're finally where you want to be, you're going to take you're going to have less health, which means you'll probably die, and it makes you like shit. Let's fight it. Look at like one more good and one more bad. Like, what do you want to be aiming for on like 6-man? Like when you look at 6-man, like what makes you go, I'm gonna go? What's that called? Like something that makes you do something. What's that called?
WinCon?
Kind of. Think PTSD.
Like
Vietnam.
Vietnam's close.
Trigger?
Fun? Yeah, triggers. It's very good at playing against triggers, and it's very good at setting up triggers, right? So like if we would just quickly list some triggers like down here, what are some triggers? In like a 6-man mirror, we'll say. What's just like just what's some triggers?
Out of position.
Yeah, positioning. Good.
Cooldowns?
Yeah, cooldowns, but like what specifically? There are very important cooldowns. Like if you look at a 6-man mirror, like what cooldowns do you want to force out?
Wraith, Fade.
Yeah, fade, right? Because if you look at that, the only sustain they have is on the Moira. So if you're playing to try either like 6-man's got two, he's got two things he wants to do, and we'll just talk about a mirror for now, right? He's got either you're going to look for a hack on someone and you're going to burn the hack, whether that's a tank or whether that's anyone, right? And you just go force the hack. Because like if you look at any of these characters get hacked, they should die, right? Monkey loses his bubble and mobility. He's like vulnerable. It forces like all of Diva Matrix to keep him alive through the hack. And then your team has the DM Matrix and your monkey can walk with it. But like if you get a hack on a tank, the reason you play the Reaper is because Reaper can punish a hack tank, right? He can do enough damage to like kill a hack Diva, and like Mario Lucio can't heal it where a Tracer like can. A Tracer probably wouldn't be able to get that damage through, and Diva might survive. But like 40, and then it's got another thing, is like forcing Fade and shit, and then you hard engage onto Fade. And this comes to like how you're meant to play 6-man, right? 6-man isn't a dive comp. A major misconception of it is kind of like jump into shit, if you know what I mean. That's not what you want to be doing. You want to be using your Lucio. You imagine you're like a Reinhardt comp. You just want to walk at them, and let's say this is a different distance you need to cover, right? You're gonna walk here. You're gonna speed. They're gonna get here, but they're obviously gonna back away from you. And then you're gonna use like your jumps here. Like once your speed's finished and you need to get onto them, like you either speed onto them and you're in them, and you go use your movement abilities to finish up a kill. So you go use monkey jump to like jump on the brig and burst the brig, or burst the Moira after you use his fade or whatever. But you don't want to be using your movement abilities to get in, to jump in, right? Because if you use your movement abilities to get in, you're just stuck around here with your dick out for like 5 seconds with nothing to do in the open. And that's what 6-man hates, and this is like where it comes to the poke thing, right? 6-man hates being in the open because it can take this poke. But we'll go back to triggers. What else is like a trigger you can think of? Like cooldowns, positioning.
Like ults?
Yeah.
Or is that cooldowns?
Yeah. Ults, great example. Like EMP advantage, beat advantage, all this shit, right? We'll get into ult cycling and we'll go back to cooldowns real quick. If we look at we'll just think of it like a traditional rush comp and a traditional kind of poke comp. We'll ignore poke for now actually. But if we look at like a rush comp, what cooldowns in that would you be looking to engage on?
In 6-man versus Rush?
Yeah.
Maybe if like Kree has no stun, he's easy to burst out.
No, that's fucking irrelevant.
Just maybe no immortality.
Yeah, Emma.
Or wall.
Because cryo, right? If we think of like cryo, it's like kind of sustainabilities, right? Like sustainabilities or like things that can like get you away from being rushed on, right? Are like kind of the clutch of it. Like when it comes to the kind of rush versus brawl mirrors in this, like 6-man versus brawl, like Immo is a huge ability, right? Because if it makes you have to play 6-man differently against rush. Remind me to come back to this.
Okay.
Because I'll talk about this later. But who joined? Is this a human? Actual AI. Do you want me to explain the screen to you?
It's a little blurry. I don't know if it's blurry for anyone else or if it's just me.
Oh, now it is. Now that you pointed out, it is.
The stream quality? Fuck. Oh my god. Okay. Oh. I mean, I don't have Nitro. Sorry.
Oh no, it's fine.
What else?
Can you just restart your stream?
Yeah, I'll do that. That any better? I know you can't see it when I'm over Discord.
Yeah, that's
okay.
better.
This better?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good. Okay. Do I need to explain the screen to whoever the fuck just joined?
It's about 6-man.
So it's an explanation of the 6-man comp.
Yeah.
And its advantages.
Kind of. Yes. Yeah. Which side's the advantages and which side's the disadvantages?
It would be the left is the advantages, the right is the disadvantages.
It's
all like one burst with the Mora, right? And
kind
also
of.
it doesn't have the range to deal with poke either.
Look at you. Look at this guy. Okay. We're talking about ults. We're talking about yeah. Okay. And now, okay. So we get this right. We get its strengths and weaknesses.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. I remind you to go back to what. Well, actually, I'll go on to that now. So now we'll talk about 6-man versus
Rush.
Rush, right?
Yeah.
So what's like just straight up differences in the comp? Like just name them. Like it's obvious.
One has
Yeah,
much
Ryan.
higher
Ability.
healing.
Yeah, healing.
Um,
Well, we're
you
gonna
get to
say
say
the
that.
same. We're gonna use big words for us, right? Ryan, sustain. Wells. What's up, mobility?
CC.
It's
Not
slightly
really.
more pokey.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. Pokey. Half amount. Anything else? Like just like as obvious as it gets.
It has a Mei.
Uh,
I mean, you have to have a Mei in Rush, right?
yeah. You know, I'm just gonna put CC down. Fuck it. I'll just use that really broadly, so you know what, fine. Yeah. So the differences in this, but like if we looked at how I just talked about with playing 6-man triggers and all that, Rush is like what are triggers in Rush? Like if you look at Rush, what's a trigger? Like what would make you
Wall.
go right? I want
Mhm.
to do something now.
May wall.
The Mei gets a good wall.
Not Maywall. No, you're 6-man. I'm talking about this playing
Oh.
6-man. So like what they do, or you either force them or they use,
We
that
get
makes
a
you go,
hack
hey, I
off.
want to do something now.
Ammo.
A Sombra hack.
Emo? Yeah, hack.
Nice hack.
Said cryo earlier.
Cryo? Yeah. Just go through like imagine all the variations of
Cole.
Yeah,
Colt.
well
Because
I'll
we
just put
have
ults. I'll
Colt,
just put
yeah.
ults.
We have speed and they don't. We can just speed onto them.
Yeah, we'll put it there. I'm gonna put that under resources, right?
Mhm.
This is remind me to come onto resources because this comp's like you need to understand your resources. And under resources, we're gonna put DM, right?
Yeah.
It's very important when you're walking, like when you're looking to play, like you're looking to walk your monkey into their team, like kind of in the mid fight, you're looking to like DM your Sombra for a hack so she can't get like shot out of hack or whatever, right? You're looking to DM your monkey from burst damage, but apart from that, you're looking to save DM for your engage. When you're walking into rush, you need your DM, right? Or even into a thing like against a Reaper, you need your DM to keep your monkey alive to be able to kind of front some of that damage or whatever.
Mhm.
But if you just looked at this like just like a raw fight, 6-man run, they both run at each other. Who wins?
Rush. Alright.
Yeah, Rush wins. Purely mainly because of Emma, right? Because you run into them and you might have comparable amounts of damage and like kind of brawl ability, but they just throw Emma down and they get that extra like a second and like a second and a half of like an extra Rhine swing and all that shit, and they just win. So, how do you think this requires you to play? Do you
You
like
have to play
so if we look at
slower. You have
if
to
we if
learn
we
it. You gotta
if
bait
we
out
look at kind of
there.
stacking in like a 6-man versus kind of 6-man shit, right? It would look like this kind of. Not necessarily. There's less of a front. Like it can be like some variation of this, right? Ready together, ready. Like in a 6-man versus 6-man, some variation of being playing close together. So you're all together when you look for an engage onto this Moira that uses fade or whatever, right? Against like a rush, like a brawl comp, how would you think you'd be wanting to play? Like so, if we got brawl, we'll just how would 6-man want to look like into that? Would it want to play all together like that? How else?
I think we play a little more spread out.
Yeah. Think of like basically like if I do this, I'm just gonna do this as a very basic. I don't want you to necessarily play like this, but you want to spiderweb a bit, right? What you want to have like off angles. You want to have like micro off angles on your thing to force out shit, right? And you kind of want your monkey baiting a bit of aggression. So like let's say your monkey's here, right? When he's not here, he's here, right? You want them to use abilities on the monkey or whatever. Your monkey's not planning to do anything. He's looking to get abilities out. You want your Sombra off angling, looking for the hack, and you're trying to force this Immo, right? You're trying to force abilities. Now, you're trying to force a crown, and they're gonna look to run into you, right? Because realistically, like someone's got to do something at some point, otherwise you're both just gonna be sat there with your dick hanging out. So at some point they're gonna rush into you, and you kind of want in the rush, you kind of want to force out abilities or whatever, bait the aggression, and kind of look to get these things out and kind of brawl into them a bit. You can use brawl and all into that, but like looking at ults as well, like playing if you build like a fast call, you can just go balls to the wall deep into it, right? But you don't want to play together against rush. You kind of want to just like spread out a bit, have your like Sombra on an off angle somewhere, chill. Well, not necessarily chill. Like, you can play fast into it if you see an opportunity, but just make sure you have your DM. Don't play split. It's split enough. What the key to 6-man? Do you guys? Can you guys all in your head imagine Lijiang Gardens?
Yeah.
I'll even do a little drawing for you. Here is point. Right, you know the two bridges? Right, this is retarded, but right, you got the two bridges, right? So let's imagine you're 6-man here, you're stood here, and Brawl's coming this way, right? What you want to do, and this is kind of a harder part of 6-man you need to understand. You want to play just outside of Ryan swing range, right? So you'd want to hold this corner, right? You'd want to chill here, but what you want to do is like play just away from their Reinhardt. Like it's kind of like you want to just play outside of their range of like their Brawl, right? So like if you play like here, their Ryan can't swing around the corner or whatever, and you're just cleaving, and he walks onto you, and you're just walking like this, right? You're just staying out his rave. You're getting that cleave. You're forcing their speed out. You're forcing them. You got your son. Let's say you imagine they've walked here now, right? You've got your Sombra here, off angling a hack here. Let's say something like that. Your Diva DMs from here, so she can DM both your Monkey and your Sombra or whatever. You look for a hack. You force out kind of an ability, and then you can kind of slowly push your advantages. It's all about like micro resource management, and it's all about like pushing the small advantages you'll get against rush. And there are times you just want to go balls to the wall into it, right? Movement abilities are more for disengaging this than they are re-engage, right? It's like, let's say they just speed onto you. Like Monkey, you just stood there, speed onto you, you just jump out, right? They've used speed onto you. And you've done poke damage in their thing, and you're looking like by second fight or whatever, you're looking to keep your economy going. And now if we look at we'll go 6-man. This is kind of we're gonna like Bull Tracer comps, right?
Mhm.
6-man hard counters Bull Tracer, right? It's a very strong counter to it. Why? Like, why do you think? I don't expect you to.
Easy to dive Zen.
Kind of. It's not too far. Like if we put out the comp, right? Bull.
There's really no one that they can jump on. Like, Reaper's got Wraith, Mora's got Fade, Lucio is too sticky.
If we all
Yeah.
play together, then like tracer damage is nullified by DM for the most part.
Okay. You gotta remember though, what's a key weakness of 6-man?
You can get poked out.
Poke.
Yeah, Bull essentially is a dive poke mix, right? It's kind of like this thing, so you do need to be cautious of that. And Tracer off angling damage, although she might not kill anyone, stripping that armor off your Monkey or Diva really affects it in the dive. But we'll just do like Bull comp, right? Bull Tracer Zen break. Okay, so if we're looking at this, the Zen's kind of the right.
Yeah, I fuck
Well,
everything
What
up.
is the Bull comp what to do, and like kind of what do you need? Like, how do you do against it in the kind of
You don't focus on the ball.
pun?
You don't focus the ball.
I mean, you can. Like, if we're looking at, like, everyone's a target. Like, if anyone's hacked, they die, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's kind of, like, the good thing about... That's why I love the Reaper in 6-man. Some people sit and swear by the Tracer. I think they're fucking retarded, to be honest. But, like, the
Yeah.
strong thing about the Reaper, I think, it allows you to also, like, play off hack on tanks, right? Like, if you've got a Reaper shooting at a tank and they're hacked, they die, right? But, like, Bull Comp wants to, like, slowly kind of poke you out and then force a dive onto a backline, right?
Mhm.
Kind of you guys can play fast away from it, and kind of this is a very important thing you need to do. Can you guys imagine the other Lijiang map where
The TP one?
you know the one where I always
It's
gave
a
you shit for
square
playing
one.
Monkey Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wait, let me draw all the points.
It's just a square.
Yeah. Wait, I can. I'm a good artiste. I got this. Spawn. Same thing this side. This you're attacking here, right? So we're looking at 6-man. It's about on and off thing, right? So let's say there's Zen Brig middle or main, right? Right there on the engage. And like against ball comps, you can use movement abilities to get in, right? But what you need to like talking about this poke shit and all this, 6-man wants to trade, right? It wants to trade their Zen for your like BAP, or like it wants to trade their supports for your supports, right? Like trades always favor ball comps. Like the whole idea of it is like, Joe, how you like if you play like a pharmacy with a ball, you just play like a solo Anna or whatever, and you don't peel for her. You just let her die. Basically, she just dies on 24/7, right? The whole idea of that is you let your backline die, but because they've had to overextend to kill your Anna or your Zen or whatever, you're able to trade it back. But like 6-man is able. This is a very important thing you need to be able to do on 6-man. You're able to off into cover, like because you've got a fast comp, right? They're not gonna be able to trade off the Moira because she's got fade. So like, let's say you're on point. They got the Zen Brig here. They got Tracer poking here. You got here. You want to be marking character. Do you know what I mean by marking?
Yeah, just do a little
Everyone-
damage to them.
Not really damage, but like Lucio boops the ball away, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, like this shit, like kind of just like keeping them, not letting them sit there for free.
Mhm.
And then what you need to do, you need to get a clear engage. You have your Sombra scout it or whatever. And this is very important. Your Sombra needs to communicate. Someone needs to scout for you. Someone needs to tell you where you are. You need to free, and then you need to go on the Zen Brig, whether you're using jump or whatever. But the most important thing is because you're going to kill their backline, right? There's nothing if you fail to kill a backline when all 6 of you are on them, you've done something wrong. You should be able to get on their backline and kill them. The problem with 6-man versus ball comp, usually people then just get on the backline and stand there. And when they stand there, this is where ball comp will start trading them back because you've used all your resources getting out. You're sat here now. You may have killed Zen and even Brig, or just one of them, but you're now just stood here and like the ball. You've used all your abilities. You've used your fade. Ball tracer kills your Moira, right? Now you've got no sustain, and they just slowly burn you out and get these picks and slowly kill you. So the most important thing is once you've dove this Zen Brig, you need to off somewhere. You need to find cover. You need to dive them and then be able to get into like cover or somewhere to off, right? So like if we use this map as an example, you dive statue, you need to off, do you know, like their spawn here or whatever, like in a room where they can't poke you, and then walk back. But the most important thing is off, because like once you use your resources to get here, it's very important that you off in a room. You need to off in cover, off away from poke or whatever. Don't just stand around. There needs to be like a very cool, like the call needs to be right 3, 2, 1. Like and you need to explain jump Zen, off in this room. And then there needs to be a very strong off call, and off means off. I mean, like for everyone needs to understand when we say off, it means off. I don't care if you can go and like kill someone else or some shit. You need to off because the resources and all this shit. If you have no resources, you just lose as a team. Do you kind of get where I'm going at?
Mhm.
Everyone else?
You got it.
It's like 6-man. You play very fast, kind of like well, not very fast. You minimize poke. It's all about minimizing poke. Like you know when you're just stood around waiting, because you haven't got any range, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can sit there waiting for a widow headshot. You sit there minimizing. You sit there LOSing. You're Sombra scouting, getting the information on shit, looking for a dive. Sombra says, "Oh, I'm gonna dive this. I'm gonna look for a hack on this, right?" And you go 3, 2, 1. You go like that. You jump onto the Zen. You kill Zen, right? Zen Brig, whatever the fuck they're playing. If they're playing like a Pharaoh Mercy, you poke you jump on the Anna. I'll get into like the Pharaoh thing in a minute. And then you off. There needs to be this clear call once they're dead to off like in a room, kind of in a room on a mega or some shit, and chill. Like again, if you're against the Pharaoh, you want to off in a room. If you're not against the Pharaoh, you can off on like a mega health pack, if you know what I mean. You'll have your bubble back soon. You'll have DM and all this shit. The difference in kind of everyone understand this?
Yeah.
This is like the ideal framing of comms. Kind of playing LOS, not peeking, not taking poke before the dive, not doing much. If you're like 85 to call or beat, you can try and take poke to build those ults. But in general, minimizing poke. Sombra scouts who the fuck she wants to go, like where the fuck everyone is. She scouts, she's like goes for a hack or whatever when you're going for a dive. You all 5 of you jump on a character, you off, right? And then you go back, and then you're fighting a 6v4, and you should be able to DM a hack onto a ball or whatever, re-get control of point. Against the Pharah, the thing that changes a bit, obviously Pharah can take angles of poke, so you just need to kind of play out of LOS of the Pharah. Like playing against Pharah, you kind of want to play a bit faster because like the longer you're standing around trying to minimize is like while you're minimizing, you're still taking poke, right? And like against more poke because she can take angles on you, no other character can, and six man can't do much about a Pharah, right?
Mhm.
And when you're going for this 3-2-1 and you're jumping in or whatever, you need to make sure you're not just ignoring the Pharah. Like you need to, in some way, kind of like D.Va. This is usually on you. Like when your team jumps in, you can like fly on the Pharah to stop her shooting you on the thing, and then off. Or you DM,
The
the Pharah as
shots.
you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, you DM the Pharah as you go. Either or, but you just need to play around that. And then, so everyone understand that.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go back through. What are the triggers of six man against the six man mirror?
Alts.
Anyone else?
Hack
Everyone
targets,
go on. What? Like, what do you mean targets?
like hacked targets.
Yeah, hack. Right. Okay.
Resources.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah, but it's very like it's very like not deliberate. But yeah.
Moira
What else?
Fade.
Fade. Yeah, big one.
Positioning.
Wow. Okay, you get a gold star. Right. Positioning. Right. Um. What's the interaction between D.Va and Sombra?
D.Va can just like shoot and she can spy check, or she can just
Yeah.
shoot and cancel hack.
Yeah. And your own Sombra?
I can DM the Sombra so she doesn't get shot while hacking.
Very cool. What role is everyone in here?
Chris plays main tank. Pingu plays or Ben, he plays
Okay.
flex CPS, and Zach
We'll
plays
just-
main support or flex support.
Okay, well, main tank. What's your job in six man?
Provide space
Provide space.
or make space.
It's more dictate the space you wanna like kind of tell your team it's you on less on main tank, it's not really it's a collective making the space, right? It's not like other roles where you make space for your DPS to shoot shit, right? It's all six of you. But you tell your team what space you wanna have, right? Make sure they know what space you want, right? I want you to dictate tempo. So how
Oh,
fast you're
Jeez
doing
is
what
here. He's our other main tank. Well, he's our
you want
main
main
tank, and Chris is our
Okay.
sub main tank.
We'll act like that never happened.
What?
Hello.
This
Hi.
Juice.
Okay. Okay. Main tank.
Your
In
stream
six
is
man?
blurry again.
In a six man mirror, what do you want to be doing?
Fucking swinging.
You're playing monkey.
Oh, I'm monkey. Oh, I thought you said you. Okay.
Six man mirror.
Well, you want to. Well, what? It depends. What do I have a Sombra or no?
Six man's Reaper Sombra.
Okay. Whoever's hacked, I fucking aim at her, and a Reaper should be aiming at the same person and killing them.
Sure, but like, what's your job as a main tank? You.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
take space and don't fucking feed.
Don't feed's a good one. Call space more because like it's on six man's a bit different in the sense you're not the only one making space. You don't have to frontline all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Tempo calling is very important. Calling what you're doing, where you're going. Like, you know, if you feel it like you're at a disadvantage or whatever, you can call
And
to
fight.
off.
And fight plan.
Yeah, well, fight plan, yeah, we'll just put that over here, right? Like, I'm talking more like in fight, but like fight plan is a thing, right? Like tempo calls, like when to go fast, when to go slow, and you're the one that needs to know it, right? Okay, you're the one that needs to notice triggers, right? You're the one that needs to notice like Sombra calls hacks, but you need to notice Moira fade and all that shit, and it's your job to call that, and it's your job to go like jump on Moira, right? So
Okay.
what are triggers a six man again?
Moira fade. I'd
Yeah.
say also Reaper fade is also kind of important.
Yeah, both fades.
Technically, Monkey Bubble if he clearly. I guess DM, but that one's a little harder to read. That's about it. Lucio doesn't really matter, and I mean maybe when numbers it's easy to go in. If Sombra uses Translocator after EMP, she's easier to kill. Stuff like that.
Everyone else, what were they? What the ones that have been missed there?
Resources, positioning, ults.
Oh, you wanted me to? Oh, okay. Well, it's so
What-
funny.
It's okay. We've gone over it like 4 times so far. So.
Just making
great.
sure.
Mhm.
Like all type of kind of fades. So like Sombra Transcate, yeah. Reaper, Moira fade, that type of shit. Resources is Monkey Bubble. It's shit that's used to take space or allow your main tank to exist, right? So
Like
DM,
speed,
Monkey Bubble, Moira Orb, shit like this. Don't call this shit. Everyone should be smart enough to realize that like divas use DM, right? I don't want comms being cluttered with people saying, "Oh, diva use DM." Like fuck off, right? It's back up in a second. It's a useless call. Positioning. Someone's so let's say Monkey walks way too far in front of his team, you can melt him, right? Like monkey, and like you might not kill him because he'll get DM'd, but like that DM forces resources, right? And then that monkey has less resources, which means you can take more space, and the more space you have, the more off angles your Sombra has, the more engages you'll be able, like the more chances you have, the more down, the more map control you have, and then ults. It will. We haven't got into ult economy yet, have we? No,
Mm-mm.
we do need to get into that. So ults, pull that there. Okay. What do we want to be
also,
doing? Sorry, go on.
I was just saying, geez, also, I wasn't laughing at you. My friend sent me a meme. I chuckled at it. But carry on.
6-man versus brawl. What do we want to be doing again? To who was here?
We're
Are
playing
we
a
6
little.
man or we brawl?
We're 6-man.
Okay.
I'm just
Um,
teaching you 6-man today.
We play a little more split, kind of like a spider web, and we let our monkey take aggro.
No.
Mhm.
Wait, really? I mean, I thought it's more of just like you want to really just force resources out on the Reinhardt because he's probably the one you're able to kill the most.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's kind of you want to kind of play. It's kind of the key to it in kind of if you're like playing that. Remember the corner. That's what you
Mhm.
guys about. So let's say they walk this way and you're holding here on monkey. Monkey play out of Ryan. Just like play that little bit. It's kind of this is kind of. I don't expect fucking. I don't expect you to do this all the time perfectly, but just play out of Ryan's swing range, right? Don't let the Ryan swing on you. Play out just outside his range and just kind of walk away. When we say take aggression, what I mean is like rush. The brawl wants to run on something, right?
Yes.
And you're the front thing, so you're the most obvious target. So when they use abilities on you, like they may wall you, they use speed on you, you jump away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you've then got that resources, and then you've got speed to engage yourself or whatever. There's a spiderweb thing. It's like you want your Sombra off angling here, looking like so. Like let's say we got them here. You want your Sombra here, looking this way, if you know what I mean. Your Diva maybe here or like here. You want your Monkey here, baiting aggression, kind of Moira, Lucio, wherever the fuck, right? You want to be looking for hacks. You want to be forcing out immo because that's the big difference between these comps, and that's what allows Brawl to thrive. You kind of want to try and force immo and all this shit, and you want to be looking for that shit. What else did we talk about that the main tanks need to hear? You're recording this, right?
Yeah.
Alright, they can just fucking watch it another time. Fuck you guys. Right, ults. 6-man versus.
Can you restart your stream? Is blurry?
Oh my.
It might just
Alright.
be me. I don't know. Is it blurry for you guys, or do I just have shit
Yeah,
internet?
oh,
I mean, it's a tiny bit blurry, but it's still readable.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. That should
Right, and a
just
6-man mirror.
Mhm.
Well, just straight up. What are the ults?
Co.
Pun?
Koa, beat, bomb,
EMP,
EMP.
Dreidel.
I guess awesome.
You guess Blossom? Like, is it just only kind of an ult? Does it not exist? What do you mean you guess? A bomb?
I mean, it depends if it's like Reaper or Tracer.
I mean, you're not playing Tracer. I'm sorry, I just don't play Tracer in 6-man. Tracer is one of those things some maps, like, it's alright, but like the difference, like, especially you're not fucking Overwatch League, right? Like, Reaper allows you to burst tanks, right? Like if you get a hack on a tank, they die because Reaper can just fucking shove his dick in their mouth, right? Like where with Tracer, it's more about kind of having map control and marking, and I don't expect you guys to be able to mark properly. Okay, if we were to, what does Primal do? Like, how do you want to use Primal in a 6-man mirror?
As
Go in.
defensive ult?
Hey, main tank's onto this one. How do you
More
want to use?
as like a defensive ult?
What does that mean?
For like when you're about to die?
Yeah, survive, right? Survive. You can play a bit more aggro, and you got Primal to survive. It allows you to slip up. What do you want to use Bomb for?
If
Make
you get
space.
demacked, or you can use it as a zoning ult.
Survive. Yeah, go on.
I feel like it's more of a make space type of thing.
Kind of, yeah, engage is the word I'd use. Or zoning, sure. I mean, zoning in 6-man's kind of weird, but sure. Like, so if we're looking at all plans, 6-man wants to. I'm just going to use Gardens as like the Templar for all this shit, right? Like, Gardens, you want to engage kind of over their bridge, right? You don't want to let them get into space. So you bomb over bridge to make the space and force Moira fade. So, like, bomb forces abilities, right? Like, if you look at your ults, you're wanting to force shit with them, right? So, like, bomb forces fade, which allows you jump into the bomb because it'll force abilities and it'll allow you, somewhat, they'll have to split up away from the bomb, right? Or use a shit ton of resources, which means when you're in there, you've got more resources. EMP?
Engage.
Okay. Blossom?
Honest.
I guess you could combo with EMP or
They
burn
fucking damage,
resources.
bro. You imp that
If you
shit.
need
Fucking
It
damage.
just like
damage,
forces
Technically,
DM, I guess.
technically, in a sort of sense, it's a zoning alt.
Yeah. Well, that's retarded. Engage, and also like Blossom's one of those ults you can use it to engage, so you can just speed Blossom, and it forces all of DM, right? And some, right? And it does a bit of damage. So if you just like force your Reaper in, it's a way to engage. You don't want to just Blossom, right? If it's all you have, fuck it, go for it, right? If it's a dry fight and it manages to be the first ult you got, or the only ult either teams go for it. But it's also like a very strong mid fight ult in the sense of when you force resources, like you force DM and all this shit, Reaper ult's then very strong. If you can coordinate this in the mid fight, that's when Reaper like gets a shit ton of value, right? In the early fight, when you still have DM up, you still have Bubble, Moira still has all her healing and all that, like, or Lucio has speed, Blossom's not very good. They speed away, Moira can heal like the tanks kind of through it a bit. They've got DM to eat most of it, and you're just stood there doing nothing for fucking like 3-4 seconds or however long it is. And like Monkey's just going to survive that shit, right? But in the mid fight, when they've used their DM, they've used their speed, Moira's used most of the heal, and she only has all the heal shit left every 7 seconds or whatever. That's when that's when Blossom gets value, right? It's like a mid-fight cleanup kind of ult, or just like to gain an advantage if you can coordinate it, right? What's called for?
Also engage or sustain.
That
What does it say? I can't read it.
engage, sustain.
Oh no, I was saying the alt under it.
Oh,
beat.
speed.
Oh, beat. Oh, okay, I can read that.
What else? This
You
is
could
kind of
also use it mid-fight, couldn't you? If you
sure,
get it.
but I meant that just because Reaper ult's kind of a shit ult. We're just
Okay.
looking
Survive
for
for your team.
kind of, yeah. Counter. This is kind
Oh,
of, you can
counter.
see where this is gonna come, right? What do you use beat for?
Counter.
Wow. Okay. Counter EMP, counter bomb. You know this shit. Like, obviously you don't use cold to counter fucking bomb, but let's say we'll use
If
a
you're
hypothetical.
outside of like the EMP range and you have coal, you can use it.
Counter. Yeah. Exactly. Counter. I'll get onto that. What else can it be used for?
Engage.
Yeah. What else?
Engage. And sustain.
Yeah. What else?
Survive.
If you need to.
That's just for these two. There isn't another one. I'm just making you think. Right. We actually ran into this in scrims today.
Ajax.
What?
Ajax.
I have
He
no
doesn't
clue.
get-
what-
You don't know what that is?
No, I'm right.
I can't believe it.
I'm EU. What can I say? Anyway,
Really.
I'm Brit. I'm not even British, so fuck you. Okay.
Wait, what are you?
British people.
I live on an island. I'll explain it after all this because it's a
Okay.
You're
fucking
from Guernsey?
no. No.
Rhoda Shaw? Oh, I
don't-
love that
Oh my
guy.
god.
Same. I love Rhoda Shaw.
Christ.
Dude, okay,
I
we're done.
don't
We're
live
done.
there.
Rhoda
Stop.
Shaw's the best sideman.
Jesus
Shut
Christ.
up.
You guys, Sidemen's a thing over there?
No.
What?
Sidemen's a thing over there?
Side
Sure.
man?
Like you watch.
Oh,
like,
you're Australian. Okay, continue.
Oi,
What?
oi.
I'm not Australian.
I don't know anymore.
New Zealand?
No, he's basically British. He lives in a British territory.
Dude,
It-
dude, I'm not.
Gary
No, no. I don't live in a British territory.
It's
Dude,
a,
It's a crown dependency, which is
Dude,
very
I
different.
don't. I
So
don't know
really-
where that is.
I'll
You're
explain this after.
European?
Okay, yeah. Let's continue. Shut the fuck up.
Yes, I live
Fucking
in the
Brexit.
European continent. Anyway, we ran into this today in scrims. They had EMP. I think they have Blossom, but fucking Blossom, who cares? And we had Cole and we had Beat, right?
Mhm.
I got very annoyed at myself because like I've been coughing up blood all day, so I've not been very well, and being able to call was very sore, so I wasn't effectively able to call what I wanted to do. But basically, we wanted to split. Like they were going to engage with EMP, right? They have to. We're still holding. We're still holding, but they have to force ults on that corner, right? I wanted our Moira and our Lucio to both kind of hide. Like we'll have one hidden and one with us, but like out of EMP range of each other, right?
Mhm.
And kind of the idea would be they EMP, we have one support ult up, so either they EMP the Lucio and the rest of the team, and we call because Moira wasn't in it, or they EMP Moira and the rest of the team, and we beat to survive it, right?
Mhm.
But not just that, you, especially main tanks, shot calling and all this. It's not just how you survive the first thing; it's what you do after, right? It's you make them do this, and then you do that, right? So we would beat the EMP, and then we would engage with Cole after, or we would call the EMP and then beat to go fast after, right? And this is kind of what you're looking for, like counter or shit, right?
Yeah.
So this is how you want to be like using
What
these
do you
ults.
do if you have one but not the other? Do you just
Hide.
send that
Hide.
person to hide? Okay.
Yeah, hide.
And then afterwards, what? We just
well,
use resources,
afterwards, go
speed?
for it. Well, you do something without, like,
Okay.
it's nice to have call to engage, but otherwise just do a normal fight.
Okay.
You should. If you are very not very smart if you've managed to fuck up an ult economy to the point where you wouldn't have one support ult. But if you do, just survive the EMP, if you know what I mean. Trade EMP
Mhm.
for your ult and then play off that. What's bomb for?
Bomb, survivability.
Mhm.
You can engage
Zoning.
with it and zone.
Okay. What's EMP for?
Engage.
Engage.
What's beat for?
Can use
Counter.
Counter.
counter. Engage.
Survivability sustained.
Look at this guy. He knows it all. What's primal for?
Survivability.
Survive.
Yeah. What's coal for? Yeah, you know what? You're not children. You get the gist. I just sure remember it. Okay. 6-man versus Bull. Now, Bull isn't very reliant on ults, right? Like Bull comp, ults don't matter to it. It's just a fucking goated ass comp when it comes to it. Really, it has a lot. It can do a lot. So like, I'm gonna throw situations at you, and you're going to answer how you think it's going to be. So if I just write the comps and then just go Diva, Tracer, Sombra, Break, Zen, and then you guys know what 6-man is, right?
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
through on this. I
Monkey,
can't be fucked
Diva,
right in that.
this
Yeah.
Okay, so they have mines. Well, I'm just gonna tick what they have, right? They have mines and they have EMP. You have you have no, I mean fuck EMP, right? You have EMP and you have coalescence. Make a fight plan.
We have EMP and they don't have EMP.
Yes.
Okay.
How do you want to use? Like, okay. First of all, stages of the fight. What's your first plan? Like, what's the first part of the fight?
So I feel like we need a path somewhere close to their Zen and their Brig so that we're able to, I guess, assist slash. I don't know what the word is. I can't think it at the time, but it's not crossing my mind. But it's like
Enable.
fucking, yeah, enable everyone to. So when we EMP, we can run on their Brig and Zen, and anyone else who can catch into it is good, and kill them. Because in that comp, the core is Diva, Sombra, Brigands, and really. Ball and Tracer are probably fucking off doing whatever the hell they want. So basically, if you kill Brig, Zen, and even Diva, then we can just win the fight and kill the rest. Because they're pretty bad when they're by themselves. Because they just don't have that extra support.
Okay. Sure. I kind of cool idea. What does mines do to, like, if we look at this? I don't know if you were here for this. Like, this is kind of like what you want. This is kind of like how
The
you want 6-man
comms?
comms to work, right? Yeah, right. This is how it. What does ball do to like? What do mines do to change this?
It makes it spread out.
Well, we get fucked.
You get fucked.
Well, basically, he doesn't allow us to get into a certain area wherever he mines.
Yeah, he would like mine in the middle of your rotation.
Which stage does he fuck you?
Minimize, I guess. And 3,
No.
2, 1.
Not this. Not this
Okay.
either. It's not this, right? Minimize, like, if ball just comes into you and engages into you, you should be able to deal with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem, like, you should not be getting killed by a ball throwing mines at you. You've got shit to evade that. It's in this part, right? It's when you've used your movement abilities, when you use your fade to get onto their Zen break, right? Like
Mhm.
here, that he mines into you. Like, he mines, like, when we talk about off, like, were you here when I talked about this shit?
No.
Okay. Well, like, what are you, right? You sit around, you minimize poke, your Sombra scouts, you choose a target. Sombra hacks when you go like 3, 2, 1. She comes out of invis around here, looks for a hack. You jump on Zen Brig. You should kill the Zen Brig because that comp is kind of like not built to keep this person alive, right?
Mhm.
The most important part though, like, this is all quite easy because this is basic dive. You need to off. Okay? Like, you need to off in cover. Because the whole point of bull comp is it allows you to walk on their supports and kill their supports, but it wants to trade it back, right? So it kills your Zen, but let's say you're on a brawl comp, you speed onto the Zen and kill the Zen. In the re-rotate or when you're just chilling, it tries to trade off your back because you've used all your resources to kill this Zen, right? And then if you look at like a standard brawl comp versus a bull comp, trading the Zen for the bull comp is way more is way less damaging than losing a BAP in a brawl comp is, right? Because like a BAP's essential to brawl because it's all that healing and they can slowly burn them out. But here he can use mines to stop you offing, right? He can keep you out in the open where they can trade shit back. So how can you stop that happening?
We look for cover really quickly if we can.
No.
If not, then we just use our ults. We can EMP when he comes in.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly. So make the fight plan.
So we just dive, or we go in on the Zen Brig, and then or when the ball comes in, we EMP the ball.
Yeah.
See if we can burst him down, and if we need to, we can just call afterwards for sustainability.
Pretty much, yeah. If you recognize ball has mines, solo EMP is always worth it, right? And tracers usually with the ball, so usually you accidentally get the tracer in the EMP. But if you see ball has mines, like if you ult track this and all that, your Sombra calls the ball where the ball is, you just solo EMP and dive the ball. Because without the ball, they can't do dick, right? Like, they just have to stand around. You get rid of mines or whatever, you go onto ball, you chill, you solo MP the ball, you chill. Once you've got your speed and your movement abilities back, then you go on the Zen Brig, right? The ball's not there to like disrupt you in the rotate. They can't do much about it at that point. So like if we're looking at this, and then like you would look at your coalescence, it might not be an integral part of it, but main tanks, I want you to say if we need, we call to sustain, right? Let's say at some point we take too much damage and we need to, or like on this in this Briggs, like when we go back on like the second engage, we go on Briggs N, we're low. You say like we can use call to sustain here, right? So you use EMP to start the fight. You off. You go back in with Cole. Understand?
Mhm.
Everyone?
Mhm.
Main tank. Say what I
Yep.
just said. Like go for a com. Like make your comms.
For this fight or a different one?
Yeah, the one I've literally just described.
Against a ball comp.
So your main supports went. They have mines. You
Okay,
press
we
tab.
should.
You have EMP and Cole.
We should. So wait, I just want to just reiterate where are the mines being like they're about to like use mines or
No,
When-
like you're stood there. You're like let's just say you're stood on point and they're looking to re-engage. You're looking to go on that Briggs N.
oh okay, then we should just first find where the Briggs N is, and then we should use EMP on them and kill them with I guess we can also use Cull with that fight as well. So basically, we should just try and find a way to um get to a close enough spot to where we can enable our Cull and our EMP to be able to kill the Brigands Zen. Basically, we just have to get off before balls. Um,
Okay. Kind of, but that's the second part of the engage, right? You can what I would be looking for here is like minimize is just something I want you guys to do passively and understand you're not a to take poke. Your Sombra scout, you're getting feeding the information, and your Sombra is kind of the one that calls where you want to go, right? It's
Mhm.
not quite on you, but like if your Sombra can solo EMP a ball, I want your Sombra to solo EMP a ball because it gets rid of this mines, and you've got a second engage onto that Briggs N, right? And that's the ideal way to go about it, right? But let's say for some reason they're kind of their ball's not soloing impedable or it's too far or whatever, then you can do what you do, right? But like I would want your Sombra, like you're either looking for a solo EMP ball or you're looking to EMP engage on their backline. And you're looking I want you to say call for sustain. Like if you've got a support ult, even if it's not part of your plan, I just want you to say so your supports understand that they can use our ults, call or beat to sustain if we need, right?
yeah.
Everyone understand?
Yeah.
Off tank,
Yes.
let's go for it.
Go through it. Okay, so if
'Cause-
in the situation that the ball is solo EMPable, we're gonna go through like not deal with poke. We'll scout the Briggs N. We'll set up like going in on them. We'll go in on the Briggs N. Hopefully we get a pick or two, and the ball or when the ball comes in, we just solo EMP him, and we use Koa if we need to for a sustain.
You reversed the things around. Like
Mhm.
you're not waiting for the ball to come in. You want to like engage on. You want to solo EMP the ball, chill, then go on backline.
Okay.
Like you don't want the but you don't want to wait for someone to come in on you. Like waiting for them to do something is giving them all the advantage, right? You want to grab the fight by the balls. You want to if you like your Sombra's gonna scout, and before they're able to engage on you or like set up enough poke to where it's uncomfortable for you to engage. Like main tanks, I'm sure you've had this. You're sat there on like 250 HP when you're about to call and engage, and it's like, oh, I don't want to go anymore because I'm fucking 250 HP, right? It's like you want to take the initiative. Sombra wants to call. She either calls a solo EMP on bull, or you go for an engage on backline. Either or, and you use call to sustain. Right, bull. Okay, you guys are smart enough to remember the comp. They have trance. You have beat. Let me think. You have coal. They have bomb. How? Okay. How do you want to take this fight? How do you think you should take this? What's like the idea?
If we know that That's what we know. So we scout the Zen. We go in on it to force trans. We use coal for sustain, and if they use bomb, we use beat for bomb.
Kind of. You've got the right idea. When ball comp has trance, you lose your win condition, right?
Mhm.
Your win condition is getting on the Zen brig and stabilizing, and then not trading it back, right?
Mhm. Oh, so then
So
we'd like get out the trans, we'd find cover, and then we'd go in again.
that's
With
very
coal.
ideal. That's
Yeah.
very idealistic. If you manage to get on a trance and not have to use anything, but it's about in this case, it's kind of about trading. And I get what you mean. Like I know it looks like oh, call for trance, beat for fate, but like Cole, if they trance and you just Cole, you're gonna die, right?
Mhm.
The kind of idea is you want to dive on the Zen, force trance, a beat to sustain, stay on the Zen, Cole, right? And I want you like this is kind of this bomb's kind of a trick thing, right? You guys aren't complete shitters, right? You're not golds. You should be able to play around bomb, like in the sense of not you shouldn't get fucking rolled by bomb. You can find fucking cover on the map. Like bombs, like bomb's kind of irrelevant to fight plan here because like bomb is purely like you're fast enough to avoid bomb, right?
Mhm.
You're moving around constantly. You're not in a position where you're like stagnant and you can easily be bombed, right? So what we're looking for is like a trade of beat for trans, right? Jump on the Zen, force trans, beat to sustain on the Zen. You can use call if you need. So you can either like jump on trans, try and force trans, try and off, beat if you need, or like you can just straight up jump on trans, like jump force trans immediately, like fuck off, and then go back in with call or beat or some shit. But you need to force trans, and you need to have a clear fight plan of I want to get rid of trans because it's like the one fucking like ult that's important, right? Like it's the one ult like ruins our entire win condition, and you need to find a way to trade this and still have it engage, right?
Mhm.
If you don't have any ults and they have trance, kind of, I would want you to try and just play as slow as you can, if you know what I mean. Like try and keep his point for as long as you can and force trance out that fight. If you let them keep trance for like more than one fight, that's when you're gonna start getting rolled.
Mhm.
See? Good, everyone?
Yeah.
Understand? Let me think of like I mean that's about it. You can probably use like fucking off tank. Use your bomb to remake probably, but you can also bomb onto his brig to get rid of shield and shit. If you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Look for that, but probably not because when you don't have DM for monkey, it's up to you. Like in against the bull comp, beat and Cola both sustainals. Reaper just like Blossom, fucking Blossom's pretty fucking useless in this shit, man. Like unlucky. EMP Sombra is Sombra here.
That would be a race. I don't know where he is.
Okay, wherever the fuck he is, you need to talk. You need to calm your hacks. You need to calm like you're scouting, like you're in because your comp's trying to minimize poke. Because they're not going to be like it's like Reinhardt where he can third person shield or sit there with shield and look what's going on and make the entire fight plan himself. You need to give him the information for your main tank to do the brain things in his head and call the fight plan. And this is all about like it's all about target focus. 6-man works because you all shoot the same person and they die very quick. And they need to die quick, so then after you kill them, you can fuck off into your room, sustain, and then go back out and repeat this process, right? And then by that time, you got 2 picks, 6v4. They might, you might be in, like have a weaker comp, kind of like if it was a 6v6, but at this point they're down 2, right? But if this person doesn't die fast because your Reaper's looking this way or some shit, you're stuck here where this kind of instead of being able to like go for cover, you're stuck in the open where you don't want to be, right? So as main tank, it's on you to make a clear com. DPS is on you not to be greedy cunts and to listen to what your tank calls.
Okay.
Like if you see a hack target Reaper, melt the fucking tank. Like you are the core of this comp. I had a scrim the other day where my Reaper was perma TPing into fucking Narnia and it was impossible to play against. Like I'm pretty sure fucking Chocolate Sorrow or whatever, it is fucking like you are needed in this comp because you are the damage, right? Everyone else is there to enable you to fucking shove your dick in the tank's mouth. Like this entire comp is more based around like these like Sombra hacks enable you to do that. kind of force features that enable you to do that. Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Understood.
Against poke comps, probably just don't play 6-man. I mean, you just go walk into a fortified Orisa and get fucking blown up. Swap comp. Either play like a pokey monkey type comp, or you can play brawl if you feel like you can like get onto a sig. That makes sense. What I'll try and do next time I have a scrim tomorrow. If I remember, I'll try and record at least the comms or just straight up the VOD or whatever, and I'll send it here so you guys can try and like listen to actual comms and all that. It won't be perfect. Like I'm not, because it's fucking, my team isn't fucking perfect, but like it has the base, like the fundamentals there, if you know what I mean. I can try and show you what I mean. Any questions?
No.
At all? Like what your roles might do in certain situations or whatever? Anyone ever felt fucking lost on their character?
Me.
Pardon?
I feel lost sometimes.
Off tank, right?
Yeah.
You're there to keep
Against
your monkey.
Farah. And
Okay.
Echo.
Wait, so it comes down to this minimize. Oh my god, what the fuck has happened to this? It comes to minimizing, right?
Yeah.
You can't mitigate them, you can minimize, right? So when it comes to doing this, your job is just to try and don't let Farah get too many direct. It's on your team to play around LOS effectively. Play around, don't let Farah get too many directs. But like if your team's playing LOS effectively and she's still getting a few directs in, it's your job to eat them, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to just minimize them. And against the Farah, you need to make sure your team plays a bit faster, right? Because the longer you stand around, the more directs, the less DM you have for your monkey ways them.
Yeah.
And anyone else? Anything? Not even to do with 6-man, just the game in general.
When
Old
should we
Mouse
play
1.
double bubble? What map should we play double bubble on?
Don't.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, double bubble, like it was viable for a bit. Honestly,
Quick
we-
yes or no question.
yeah,
Do I have to know how to play ball?
yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
No, actually,
don't go back
no.
on your statement.
Actually,
Don't go
no.
back on your statement.
No.
Thank you.
I'm.
Thanks, man. That's all I needed to hear. That's all I
guys-
needed to hear.
You guys can become
The
6-man
Heason.
brawl 2 tricks.
That's
And
all I needed
Orisa.
to hear. Yeah, I'm
And-
good. I'm good at Orisa. I'm good at Ryan, and I'm good at Monkey.
Okay, well you can happily like bull comps on it must, because 6-man count as bull comps, right?
Well, no one
What-
ever wants to play with me in ball and quick play, so that's your guys' fault for
What?
now. You guys bitch at me not knowing how to play ball. Then all right, you won't play with me in quick play.
You played ball in
play
comp
ball in
yesterday.
script.
I'm not playing ball in 3.7 games where I want to actually hit 3.8. Fucking no.
We almost won though.
What do you mean? Bull's like the best character to play in comp.
I
like,
don't know how to
really.
play him. He's impossible and it's stupid. I'd rather play on Orisa and just look and click.
Yeah,
I'd
you're not
argue.
gonna climb on Orisa, dude. You need to carry in comp to climb. Like, the
I
whole
It's
know.
point-
obviously more than that, but I don't feel like explaining it right now because
I'd argue that ball is the easiest one to learn.
The ball in scrims isn't, and comp it is because they don't want to get good. Is basically the TLDR of it. Instead of playing double bubble, I want you guys to play this comp, right? You need a tracer. This is a must. You need Monkey Diva. This is a must. But it's a poke kind of dive comp, right? You're still playing for Nano the same way you would in double bubble. You're playing with a bit more poke. We've defaulted to just running the Mercy because, like, let's say we play like Echo Brig and they just roll out on an Echo Mercy, our Echo gets diffed, right? So we just stay on the Mercy, and if for some reason Brig's a better pick, right? You just want to like play for Nano, play so just play this instead of double bubble. If you guys don't, also if you guys are struggling against ball, like let's say you're playing like a mirror ball comp, or you're struggling against,
We have a really good Tord player too.
You have a good top player.
Yeah.
I was about to get onto this.
We have two good tour players.
Okay, well,
I'm kidding. Yeah.
okay, this is counter to like if they're playing Tracer Sombra comps, go this comp. Honestly, you want to set your turret exists to stop Sombra from being able to hack, right? Or Tracer setting up, right?
Yeah.
Like place your turrets in a sense in places for that. play together, do damage. You should just. I'm sorry, it's just like the fundamentals of this. You can play Zen, but probably play Brig. When you're playing double shield comps on like Havana, for example, play Bap Zen. But if they're playing anything like a Tracer or a Genji, go Brig, right? If they have any dive elements, go Brig. If you're just mirroring, go Zen. Any other questions, game?
Is there any room for Doomfist?
Yes. You can play very fast with Dume on like good example, Joe Lijiang fucking Control Center.
Mhm.
Good example. You can play very fast there. It's
Am I
not
still
good.
playing Sigma on Control Center?
I mean, if you do it right, okay. The problem with Sigma in the sense of that is if you're running a Brawl Mirror, very cool. If they're running a Ball Comp, you're fucking useless.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No. Not for me.
Very cool.
How should we
guys
run
not-
the ball monkey comp that we like to run? Who
Don't
should
ever
we-
fucking run that shit. That's just dog shit.
Okay.
No. Double main tank is not something that's ever worked and ever will work.
That's cool.
What about Rhine Monkey?
No. That's a very NA thing, and no.
All right, thank you so much for the coach. I need
anytime.
to go do something. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, dude, don't worry. Don't ever play Ryan Monkey. That shit's fucking retarded. I mean, I'm not even gonna give you a technicality on it. Just no.
Okay.
Do you guys know how to play like Brawl versus like Bullfire?
Do we just shouldn't I like Diva and Kree just sit together and take little angles so it's easier to
I'll give you a code to watch. Ignore the rest of the map because the rest of the map is some of the most tragic fucking scrims I've ever seen. But we did alright on it. I'm on a fucking bronze account. I'll send it in chat and you can watch it if you want. It's on Control Center. They play Ball Comp. We play. I'll
brawl.
just get it now so I can remember. Pun?
You showed me this one earlier.
Oh, did we watch it?
Yeah.
We did, yeah. Okay. What was basically what my team started running out on is Sim Crew, basically.
Mhm.
So we can actually not
No
just
Junkrat?
get rolled. Well, no, if you're
Sim
expecting a Brawl Mirror,
Okay.
Sim Junkrat's very good against a Brawl Mirror on that particular map, and only that very map.
Honestly, to be fair, like the one map we need to practice for this weekend is Busan, so we don't really have to worry about Lijiang.
I mean, you can just 6-1 trick that map.
Yeah.
Wait, Sanctuary you can. Wait, yeah, Brawl in 6-1.
What about Mecha Base?
Brawl.
Yeah.
TP out left. Play Sim Mei.
Yeah. Okay. Sim Mei.
Where is right? I feel like this might be an important thing. Bro, I'll just fucking stream this and just explain the video. Oh, this is the complete fucking wrong map.
I'm mesmerized by this gif.
Okay. Very cool. 6-man ball comp. Imagine. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, maybe we'll fucking start. This is the Iceland World Cup team, by the way. Very cool.
Iceland World Cup
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, with Happy Goal. I don't know why the fuck he's there, but
That's it.
okay. I don't know what to fucking put camera here. Like, so we get to here, right? And it's like, well, clearly they're not fucking playing Brawl, right? Because if they are, they're stupid. So it's like, what are they playing now? And kind of the idea of playing this, I explained marking to you guys before.
Mhm.
It's kind of mark the ball, mark the tracer, and then just sit there, try and let our Kree shoot the Pharah. I sit on point, let me exist on point. Eventually, we pressure them out enough, and we flip point. We set point for ages. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we just keep one point, control white room, keep this and this kind of like in check. It's like we have our diva on our bull. The bull can't slam. The bull can't engage on our back, but he can't force him. Right? This Tracer's AFK because our Kree's like looking for him 24/7, except for now, which is very not nice. But we're not. We're just like chilling. We're just chilling, and kind of eye pressure point, right? Like, because you know I'm fucking 500 HP, 1.6k shield, big dick tank, right? I just set point. Hello, our Kree marks the ball and eventually gets the kill on Tracer. Very cool. Our Diva's pressuring the Pharah. Very cool. I feed. Very cool. You just like it's just about marking basically. Like so you just play and you just mark, and that's all I really can fucking say. I don't know. GG's. That is it for coaching, I guess.
Okay.
Thank you.
I need.
Thank you.
Wow, that guy got fucking shit on.
Absolute bozo.
Dude, a rip
Ew.
bozo.
Put it on my
Exactly.
girl Sushi.
It's a boy.
My guy Sushi.
Like he's French as well.
You said he wasn't French.
Well, he is. So unlucky.
Oh my
Is this
God, I'm
getting
gonna
rolled
kill
on 6 now?
myself.
Let me clap. See, very important ult, clearly. Oh no, this might be the
Reaper
way.
ult is the best ult in the game.
True. That one, ironically. Right, no, I'm just gonna say it. 'Cause I actually need to VOD this, so I'm just gonna take the advantage. You guys can fucking leave or whatever. I'm just gonna say here.
Okay.
Because I actually need to watch this and not just be laughing at my fucking Sombra